Let off there by a Bangladesh fielder.
Tanveer Islam's been brought into the attack, left arm spinner, tends to vary his pace. More runs here, possibly off the pad. Haven't seen a lot of turn though. I know India might have invested in a spin-heavy squad today, and Sanjay looking at the latter half of the tournament. Not like we've seen too many sharply turn or bounce. We saw some uneven bounce, the new ball.
What we saw was extra bounce, even from Mehdi Hassan. The finger spinners tend to get a lot more out of these surfaces. Sweep shot. This is a shot which Surya Kumar Yadav plays really well and finds that gap between square leg and mid-wicket.
Lovely timing, wasn't it, from Surya Kumar Yadav on that occasion? Yeah, and I think when you look at the start of the tournament and the back end of the tournament, we're going to see vastly differing conditions, and it's something I think India have done well. They've got, you know, the all-round capabilities of Hardik and Shivam Dube with the ball if they need them, to go with the three genuine seamers, and then maybe a couple of spin bowling options if they want to. So I think knowing the back end of the tournament for them and where they're going to play, I just feel like it's the sort of squad that can cope with both ends of the tournament, and that to me will play a big part throughout. The other thing will play a big part is the fielding. We've just seen a fairly simple catch go down. The side that fields the best throughout the tournament is going to have a big part to play as well.
Right, 5 of 11 went for the big shot. Will he go again? Yep, he does go again. Again, it's gone higher than longer. It's not even crossed the 30-yard circle. Don't do a warm-up, but they're gathering some intelligence.
The US Open, where the world's best players battle it out, spread over 4 grueling but glorious days, starts Thursday the 13th of June on Sky Sports.
We can work on your piece. I can play and you can sing. You are unique, and all the best things are.
8 bowlers used, and only Mehdi will get the chance to bowl out for now. Oh, that sounded sweeter. That looks bigger. That goes longer. Now Dube finds the middle.
Yeah, I was about to say in the end of the last over, guys, the one thing I noticed with Shivam Dube in the early stanza of the IPL, when he was hitting the ball straight down the ground, it was so much better. I mean, I know, Ronak, Sanjay, you've seen a lot of them as well, and that to me is more Shivam Dube down the ground, even long on, but not so much mid-wicket. Better on the slower tracks to go mid-wicket, but on these quicker surfaces, ball sliding onto the bat, I'd much prefer him to stay taller and just look to hit more down the ground with those long levers rather than across the line. And that's such a better example. I know he got width there to deal with, but it's such a better example of the striking power of Dube.
I agree with you, Dooley's totally, because as a left-hander or as a right-hander, what the bowlers are trying to do in this format of the game is they're looking to take the ball away from your hitting zone, and if you keep the offside in play, then obviously you set up beautifully to hit all parts of the ground. And the very fact wide of long off meant that in his head he was really targeting or visualizing the right kind of area to play the shot at.
Yeah, little things. It's a warm-up game, but if Rishad Hussain catches Shivam Dube last over, at the back of 5-4 innings, finished the IPL. Now he hits that, and he feels like the spin hitter that strikes at 162 and gets a boundary almost every over against spin. That's why he's in this team. More than capable against pace, as he showed in the early part of this IPL. Little things that Dube will take from this warm-up game. In the gap. Ball goes in the outfield. It almost feels like things are happening in slow motion. 1.5x pace slower.
As is the case with most venues, just like the wicket, even the outfield takes time to settle in. And this outfield being pretty new, maybe that firmness still isn't there. And because of that, the lack of pace in the outfield.
That was the one area of concern I felt going into the early parts of the tournament. How well will the outfield settle? Will the sandy nature of it cause some issues?
Go straight. And this time it's a good one. You have to finish the job. The catch is completed, in and out of the boundary. Bangladesh put a sitter down in the last over. They've taken a very good one to dismiss Shivam Dube in this.
Yeah, it looks brilliant, doesn't it? He's fairly confident at the moment, and Shivam Dube again just didn't quite get the timing right. I have to go and check with the third umpire here, but it looked outstanding from the get-go. Great leap. Gets the hands around it, feet inside the boundary. Still, does he get it? He does. He gets it up before he goes outside. This is... Oh, we see this so often, Sanjay. This is just unbelievable stuff.
Absolutely, just the awareness of where your body is, whether your feet are touching the ground, letting go of the ball once you take that step outside the ground, and then making sure that you're stepping in and completing the catch. All those facets of brilliant fieldsmanship were on display when Mahmudullah making that valiant attempt to cut short Shivam Dube's onslaught. Becomes the fourth batsman to being dismissed. Shivam Dube goes for 14. It's 130 for 4.
Vice captain in the middle. Here is Hardik Pandya at an entry point that India wouldn't mind in their only warm-up. As it turns out, with the time that they brought Rishabh Pant back in, Shivam Dube's had 15 balls to play. Hardik Pandya's come in the 15. And, Mahmudullah at long on. Young man at 38. Oldest member of this Bangladesh squad does well. Mehdi Hasan finishes his spell well. 1 for 22 of his 4. India 130 for 4. Eight bowlers used by Najmul Hussain Shanto. Right, Shakib gets the chance to bowl 4 as well. Much rather bowl to the two right-handers. Rishabh Pant has made a mess of his figures. It's only a warm-up game though.
Hardik Pandya, 71 innings, 1,348 runs, good strike rate as well. Obviously, we would love to improve on that strike rate. Around 140, you would expect any batsman coming in and batting and around that 15 over pace to have a bigger strike rate, greater impact on the game. And that's a brilliant shot. Using his feet, this is something that you don't really see Hardik Pandya doing a lot, is happy staying within the crease and talking the bowlers over the long on and mid-wicket region. But here, using his feet and playing it all along the ground, wide off, long off for a well-hit boundary.
Just trying to make some room for himself there. Hardik's opened his account with that boundary. Driven straight down the ground. There wasn't much room to work with, but he's just pushed it down the ground for a single. That's Simon Dole in the hot seat. And we'll come back to him in just a bit. Got away, he's found the gap there. Surya Kumar Yadav is going to wrap up the over with a boundary. It's 140 for 4. On the scoreboard, 4 more overs to go. Let's take a look at that boundary once again as I welcome Simon Dole and Sanjay Manjrekar in the hot seat. Simon, getting some runs here.
Yeah, afternoon Roman, afternoon Sanjay. Lovely to hear from both of you. Been a good back end of the innings after Rishabh Pant's sort of retirement. I've been talking to you guys about the surface as well. I've been quite impressed with how it's played so far. I know it's been bedded in for some time, but there seems to be a little bit for everybody, a little bit of bounce for the spinners, and certainly some movement early on and pace and bounce for the seamers. But I think if you play correct and hit through the line, there's plenty of runs as well.
Head down the ground, hit clean and hit for 6. Hardik Pandya.
You need to do with people like Hardik Pandya or Rishabh Pant is not get too influenced by their domestic league performances, the IPL, because these are guys who will show their best on the big stage. Hardik Pandya, semis, T20 World Cup, India, England, Adelaide, the last T20 World Cup match that India played. Let's have a look at the record books. Another. He got 60 of 30 balls, a strike rate of 190. After India got just 60 of 10 overs. We saw Rishabh Pant. Julie, these are guys who just flourish, isn't it, when the real spotlight is on.
Yeah, absolutely, Sanjay. And also just the relief of maybe some of that pressure that he felt as well throughout the recent tournament. So coming back into a familiar environment, putting that lovely blue and orange shirt back on.
There's one more. Oh, there's one more. They've gone past the 150 with the previous one. Now it's 158, 3 on the trot. And you talked about the blue to drive away the blues. That's what Hardik Pandya is doing right now.
And you're right, Dooley. I mean, it was a tough season for him. The name captain, he didn't ask for it. He was given that leadership role. The results didn't come. And there wasn't the right climate for him to flourish. But this is where he'll be so relieved that he's not the captain. He can just be the player that he is.
Look at that
and we all
strike
know
rate.
how good he is.
Just look at that strike rate. And the only thing Tanveer can do is just try and cramp him for room. Just pull the length back a tad. Didn't want to give him too much room because we all saw what happened when he pitched it up.
And it's a frightening thought when you've got to give Hardik Pandya one to bowl to Surya Kumar Yadav as well, isn't it? Just to think about the power at both ends, and you're trying to give Hardik one so you can bowl at Surya. I'm sure that goes through many bowlers' minds, to be honest.
Like running away from the lion and landing up in front of a tiger.
I don't think he's got hold of this one. No, he hasn't, and it's been taken. Surya tried to emulate what Hardik Pandya had been doing so successfully in this over. In the end, he holds out in the deep. He'll have to go back to the hut now.
And the old Tiger didn't quite have the same bite, Sanjay, did he? He just got a little bit at the bottom of the bat, I think. Half the issue there. Just watched Hardik time it so beautifully 3 times into the grandstand, and unfortunately for Sky, the bottom end of the bat has been his downfall. But a good innings, and nice to see him at number 4, 31 off 18, 159 for 5.
In the ball, Ravindra Jadeja walks out into the middle. What's he going to do in this last delivery of the over? Oh, has a heave. Oh, there's a stumping appeal. It's been to the TV umpire.
Yeah, big swing across the line. Excellent work. Is there anything behind the line? There might be now. There might be just now. We'll have to get a zoomer on that one. The toes are certainly in front of the line.
Julie, this is now all about perception.